Raleigh, it's Nick Petro with your routine briefing for Central North Carolina. The 20th through the 26th of March is the time we're talking about. Today is the 20th, and today, believe it or not, is the first day of spring. So that's why I thought I'd start off with this slide. Today is the vernal equinox, which means the sun is directly overhead the equator, and that will happen at precisely 5:24 p.m. today. And basically, it really just means that not only is it above the equator, but essentially there's nearly equal hours of daylight and darkness. So you know, it's pretty nearly equal amounts. Now some folks might ask, well, you know, what's the difference between astronomical and meteorological? Because, right, didn't we start meteorological spring on the 1st of March? Well, basically, meteorologists and climatologists just break the seasons down into groupings of 3 months. So on the annual temperature cycle, so in calendar, just kind of organizes it nice and neatly. But the astronomical season starts today at 5:24 when the sun is directly overhead the equator. All right, so but you might be thinking, well, it doesn't feel like spring, especially based on the frost this morning and the cold temperatures, and sure enough, we are due for another night of freezing or sub-freezing temperatures. So we do have a freeze warning in effect for all of Central North Carolina. I promise this should be the last night, and things are going to trend warmer here. We have high pressure, and this high originated out of Canada, so it brought its chilly air mass. So fair but chilly today through Tuesday. You know, chilly is a relative term, right? Because, you know, chilly for this time of year. Freezing temperatures are expected again tomorrow morning. By Wednesday, we'll have a few showers around with a little bit of warm air overrunning the cold, dense air mass that's in place. Low impact. It's probably more like light rain versus showery, but again, either way you slice it, not a lot of rain, very low impact if you see any rain at all. And then notice the high is well offshore by Thursday and Friday, and what that means is a deeper southwesterly flow. And you know what southwest flow gives us? It gives us warming trend. So Thursday and Friday will be warming into the 80 to 85 degree range both days. So imagine that. We're going from freezing temperatures for overnight lows to 80+ degree temps by the end of the week. So I know a lot of that'll bring a lot of smiles to faces here. You know, at least mine anyway, so I can get my garden going, or at least take my potted plants back outside that don't like cold temperatures. Anyway, you know, when I say start your garden, keep the covers handy, because, you know, I think we may not be done with freezing temperatures just yet. So anyway, if you start your garden, make sure you have a way to cover it, because towards the end of the month, we might be flirting with frost again by the end of the month. More on that later. Anyway, cold front will move across Central North Carolina on Saturday. That could bring us showers and maybe a few thunderstorms, but it's not really going to bring a substantial air mass change. It's still going to be warm on Sunday behind it and dry. All right, so that's a quick look at the pattern. Really, the only rain in these next 5 days are Wednesday, and look at that, it's really patchy and spotty. For all intents and purposes, most places are going to stay dry on Wednesday. No excessive rain, no severe thunderstorms forecast, and temperature outlook. Look at that, next week, above normal. So enjoy that. But I think we're going to have a dip back down below normal towards the early part of April. Okay, so hang on to that. That wraps up our briefing. Again, fair but chilly weather today through Tuesday, freezing temps Tuesday morning, a few showers on Wednesday, low impact, most places stay dry. Dry weather Thursday and Friday, warmer too, 80+ degree high temps both days. Cold front moves across Central North Carolina on Saturday, showers and maybe a thunderstorm possible. Dry and warm on Sunday, and today's the first official day of spring. And for hazards and impacts, a freeze warning in effect tonight and Tuesday morning for all of Central North Carolina. Be sure to protect sensitive vegetation. So that wraps up today's weekly briefing for Central North Carolina.